Hey everyone, I thought I would go ahead and try to take the time to sit down. It's been a little crazy. It's been very crazy actually. Not a little crazy at all. Some things I can't all the way share with you all, but MJ and I was in a car accident. A very terrible, terrible, terrible car accident. I did share on my community post like a couple of days after it happened, but I don't think it reached out to many people. Um, we was in a car accident basically by the hands of a drunk driver. He did have a DUI and he had other drugs in his system as well while he was driving and hit us, driving in the wrong lane, driving over the speed limit. And he hit us head on. And that ended up having to go to the hospital and staying in the hospital for a couple of days with some really bad injuries. MJ leg is broken. She's in a body cast. I am having to walk with a walker. I cannot walk without my walker. I can, but it hurts really, really bad, and I can't walk for long. And that's really not going to help my healing process, walking without my walker. I have a hematoma, and I have bruises in a couple of spots. They did MRIs on me and MJ. They did some scans on me. They did like 2 different type of scans on me, and they said that nothing was like the matter besides my hematoma, which does can take months to heal, like my walking. And I did have whiplash, but there's something going on with my hand. I'm gonna tell them when I go back, and I was telling them that over and over, and I was there. I was like, something is the matter with my hand. And then also my other knee has been hurting, but only when I'm sleeping, only when I'm laying down is it hurting. And I don't understand that. So I'm gonna ask them, can they look into my injury a little bit more? And then also my hip hurts really bad. So I don't know, hopefully it's nothing, but I just want to make sure that I'm tackling everything so I can heal up the way I'm supposed to heal. MJ is in a full body cast. She's gonna have to be in that body cast for about 6 to 8 weeks. We don't know. And she's already showing signs of like blistering from the cast and things like that. It's very annoying. So when I'll just start from the beginning and tell you all like kind of the story. So MJ and I was in the car. We were going on this 2-lane road, a 2-lane road that I had only driven on like maybe 3 times now. Driven on like 3 times, and the way the road is made, it's 2 lanes going in opposite directions of each other, and then on each side is a body of water. There's not like a sidewalk or anything like that, a ditch, nothing like that. There's just body of water, and it has like the railing so you won't go into the body of water. So I'm coming, and it's also curved. It's also curved. So I'm like coming or whatever, and I see that a lot of people are on the water, and it was my first time ever seeing people on the water. And I was like, oh my God, this looks so fun. It's a beautiful day, not raining, sun is out, everything. So then as I'm like driving, I see this car coming, and I was like, it almost reminded me of like a movie. I was like, he's going pretty fast on the wrong side of the road. Like, it was giving me Jeepers Creepers vibe. I don't know if y'all ever seen the movie Jeepers Creepers, but the way like the Jeepers Creepers car is coming, like you can tell that he's moving way faster than he's supposed to be moving. So I was like, So he's in my lane, and I'm like trying to maneuver away from him, and he's literally following me. Every single step I go, he's following me. So that at that point, I'm like, I'm just gonna get all the way over to the side. I'm like literally, and this is the thing. I'm fully aware of what's going on. This did not happen fast. This is not one of those car accidents where it's like everything happened so fast. This did not happen fast. I was fully aware. I was in control of my vehicle. I got over. I had it in my mind, like I was so sure that I was being the best defensive driver ever, that in my mind, I was like, he's not gonna hit me because I see what's going on. I'm getting out of his way, like finally getting out of his way, because I kept, as I said, I kept trying to maneuver, and he kept following me over and over. So I got over, slowed down. On the police report, they said I was going 40. They wasn't there, so they had to just say what I was doing. But no, I actually slowed down because I was prepared to look at him like, the hell is wrong with you? But no, he hit us. He hit us, and all of the airbags in the car deployed. Places I didn't even know what airbags was. And the car, if the railing wasn't there, it's a good chance. I'm pretty sure if the railing wasn't there, it's a good chance we would have went in the water. So when he hit us, the car said, that's what the car did. And I still have my hands on the wheel. Because mind you, I'm so sure that he's not going to sideswipe us or hit us at all. Like, he's not going to hit us, because it wasn't even a side swipe. He literally took like the right half of the car, like off, a SUV at that. It's not even a freaking car, it's an SUV. So we're like that, and I'm just like, and I'm like, I get out, and everybody, like, there was bystanders, and they're like, no, don't move, don't get out. Don't get out. I was like, my baby, my baby. And I tried to get to her, but then my head started hurting and started ringing. And so I sat down on like the little railing. I'm sitting down on the railing, and I'm like, my baby. Trying not to, go to sleep or anything like that, because I didn't know if I had a concussion. My head was hurting so bad. 1 second, y'all. So yeah, my head is hurting, and I'm telling them, like, my baby, I have to get my baby out the car. And then there was a man who came up, and he said, I was behind you. I saw everything. I'm gonna get your baby out the car. So I didn't hear MJ make any noise. Like, I wasn't hearing her screaming, crying, nothing. So I didn't know what her status was. I'm gonna call you right back, okay? Okay. So I didn't know what her status was at all. And thank God, like, she ended up being okay. Like, I saw them when they pulled her out, but she still wasn't making any noise until like they started like talking to her. That's when she kind of made some noise. The man who helped her get out the car was the one like who called the police and was talking to the police and telling them what happened and things like that. So the people who were in the water, they was the ones who like hopped over and came to me. And one of the men ended up being like a paramedic, like he worked for the emergency, like the EMT or whatever. So he ended up like really knowing what to do when it pertained to MJ. He was asking me a whole bunch of questions, and trying to keep me alert too. Like I understand that he was trying to keep me alert. Like when he got to certain questions, I was like, that's a weird question. But he did a very good job at calming me down, because before he had came over there was a lady talking to me, and I was like, I was just kind of crying, and I was about to freak out. I was like, I tried to do everything. I tried to get out of his way. He just kept coming for me. And she was like, I know. I saw everything. You have to calm down. You have to calm down. I just kept saying it over and over. I was like, he kept coming after me. And I don't know. It was creepy, you all. It was really creepy. I'm just thankful that I was very thankful, first of all, that I listened. I wasn't on the phone. I wasn't looking at the phone. I didn't have any music on. It was silent. MJ was asleep. It was very peaceful while I was driving. And I'm just like, I can't imagine if I was listening to a song or something, or on the phone, or even trying to look at my GPS. I can just imagine what could have possibly been the outcome. Because I was fully aware and this happened. So what could have been the outcome if I wasn't 100% aware and observant about what was going on. But the EMT ended up coming, the ambulance ended up coming, and I had to tell the lady, I was like, you need to find my phone out of my car, because I don't know anyone's number. Like, I do know my mom's number by heart. I just learned this is crazy. I just learned my mom's number by heart about 3 weeks ago. Maybe 2.5, 3 weeks ago, when someone went to jail. I don't know. Someone went to jail, and I just thought, I don't know why it was in my head, but I just thought, if I go to jail, I don't know anybody's number to call them to let them know I'm in jail. So I was like, I need to remember my mom's number. Not saying that I do anything to go to jail, but that was my mindset. So I'm glad that like that happened, because what if my phone was shattered in the wreck? What if I didn't no longer had a phone? And now I know my mom's number by heart. So just listen to things like that. And yeah, so they ended up giving me my phone. I called. The first person I called was actually the last person I talked to, which is my friend. I called him because my hands were so shaky, I couldn't call anybody else. And if it wasn't for like the Face ID on the iPhone, I don't think I would have had the strength to put in my number, like put in my code. Because I was just holding my phone and I was shaking really, really bad. And I literally like was having so much trouble. Like it took me like a couple of times before I actually went to the call log. And then that's when I called him. And after this happened, he said he knew something was wrong. So that's crazy that he had like a feeling that something was wrong. Called him, told him what happened, and then the next thing I did was call my mom, and I told her what happened. And it's kind of, when you get in a car accident, it's kind of hard to tell what's going on, like to tell somebody else like what's happening, especially like when you got as in a bad car accident as me, and my head was like literally hurting, neck hurting, worried about my baby. Because when the ambulance got there, it's not like they was telling me, tell your people we're going to this hospital. We got in the ambulance and they was arguing back and forth with the hospital. Like the hospital was like, no, it's a level something trauma. She can't come here. I'm like, just sitting there in agony, in pain. And I'm just like, what the heck? So it was crazy. It was crazy. Got to the hospital, you guys. I understand. I understand that hospitals are busy. And, you know, sometimes there's not room. But it took them at least about 40 minutes to put me and MJ in a room. I was in so much pain. I asked the lady, I said, can you please give me some morphine? She said, I can't until you're fully admitted, until you're fully in the room. I was like, okay. I was like, I'm in a lot of pain. And my mouth was a little bit busted. It's crazy because all this was messed up and it's healing so fast. I was talking like this. I'm in so much pain. Please give me some medicine. I can't. I'm in pain. That's how I was talking. Because my mouth was swollen. So when we finally got a room, we were in the room together at first, and then they ended up letting me know that MJ was gonna have to go in a different room. She was gonna have to end up going in a different room, and I finally get some morphine, so I'm calmed down. I'm calmed down a little bit, and that's when my friend, he comes or whatever. And when he comes, they're kind of telling him he can't come back, and he's like, what? He ends up coming back or whatever. And like when he comes back, they're bringing me out and they're saying she has to go get some tests done. So I'm pretty sure he was kind of having a little anxiety because he had just got there, and all of a sudden when we make eye contact for the first time, I'm being rolled out to get some tests done. And the test took about, I want to say about 30 minutes. And then as I'm coming back out to get the test, they're telling me MJ's gonna have to go to a different hospital. And I'm like, what is going on? So then I see my mom. I'm like, oh my God, my mom is here. I didn't know my mom was there because I wasn't able to tell her where I was. And, you know, maybe she'll do her own little video and I can post it for you all so you can get her side of the story. But I wasn't able to tell her where I was. So it was really good that she found me. And she ended up calling my best friend. I called my best friend like after things calmed down and told her what happened. She ended up calling my best friend looking for my location. And my best friend was like, oh, I don't know where she is. But my best friend has my location. So y'all, when y'all have people location, y'all need to remember that y'all have people location. Because when things like this happen, you know, and their parents call or their partner calls or anything like that, you can give them and tell them what's going on. So it saves time and anxiety and things like that. So, anyways, my best friend came up there too. And then when I had got rolled back in the room, after I saw my mom and stuff, I got rolled back in the room. A cop came in and said, oh no, like your leg is broken. I was like, my leg is broken? I didn't know my leg was broken. And she was like, oh, your daughter's leg is broken. I was like, my daughter's leg is broken? Nobody had told me any information. The cop was the one telling me stuff. So I'm just laying on the bed like, my leg is broken, can't move my neck, nothing. I'm like, my leg is broken? My daughter's leg is broken? And she was just looking like, oops, sorry, didn't know. So then that's when they came in, they wrote Mia-Lyn in to be with me, like, basically for the last time before she got airlifted, y'all. She had to get airlifted to the children's hospital. Like, this is crazy. I just watched too much TV, so I did kind of feel a little scary about that. The fact that she had to get airlifted by herself. I don't know. But because they called me, the helicopter called me when they got to Children's and let them know, like, MJ is here, she's fine, she's in a room. And it was just a sigh of relief. As I said, just watching too much TV, I just had so many thoughts about that whole process. It's really the no one being able to be with her. But my mom, her Gigi, and her auntie went down to the hospital, got her settled. They did confirm that her leg was broken. She had to get surgery, and she has to be in this body cast for up to 8 weeks. And with me, when I was in the hospital, sorry, sometimes my head just start hurting. When I was in the hospital, they wasn't really telling me anything about what was going on with me. I have this thing called My Chart for MJ. I got updated every single time they gave her medicine, every single time they was deciding to do something, every single time they did something, every single time they changed shifts. I got every update. With me, I felt like I wasn't really getting anything. I didn't even get my test results from my MRI. They just said good. They just told me it was good, but I got no paperwork that said this is the result. These were the results. This was the scan. This is what we was looking for. This is what we found. I got nothing of that sort. Come on, baby. Come get some food. Okay, so I wasn't really getting... told a lot of information about what I had going on. But they ended up bringing someone to a physical therapist. Mia-Lyn. They ended up bringing a physical therapist. And for me to get seen, they gave me the walker, and they walked me once, and that was it. And then the next day, they ended up bringing someone in and giving me this knee immobilizer and telling me how to use it, how to wear it. And I basically have to walk with this on, and then with the walker. Why they don't have Peppa Pig for you? So, yes, we was both in the hospital at different hospitals. And we ended up getting discharged on the same day at different times. But we went to my grandma's house, and we stayed at my grandma's house for a week, I believe. And we just got home a couple of days ago, and we've been home. My mom's been here. This is the first day she hasn't been here. But she's on the way back. She just had to go run some errands. So, with all that being said, I ended up making a GoFundMe. And I'm going to just go ahead and do a second video about the GoFundMe because this ended up being longer than I expected. So, I'll go ahead and upload the next video as soon as possible. Keep us in your prayers, y'all. We have a road journey, whatever, to healing. It's not going to be as easy as I thought. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, give me a week, I'll be back up. Nah. In a lot of pain. So I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Be giving y'all some updates. Any questions, concerns, you can most definitely leave them below. Words of encouragement, most definitely. So, thank y'all.